No one showed up to my birthday party, and I found out what they were actually doing that weekend. You know the line, "It's my party, so I'll cry if I want to." Yeah, it's unfortunately what I did last weekend when no one showed up to my birthday. All the people I've loved and supported all these years, all my friends, family, and boyfriend had all ditched me. About a month ago, I created custom handcrafted invitations to invite each person to my big 30th birthday. Even though it wasn't anything fancy since it was a house party, I was super excited and planned out several activities, contests, and trivia. I spent a lot of money on the decorations, catering, and an indoor photo booth. Now last week, I sent a text reminder to everyone since only a few people had RSVP'd so far, and I wanted to make sure I had enough food and parking spaces. I figured that if there were too many people, I could ask my neighbors to use their driveway for a few hours. Throughout the week, a few people who had RSVP'd started canceling for all sorts of reasons. My cousin told me she had to go shopping for my niece's upcoming class play. My uncle told me that his car was in the repair shop, so he'll be there the entire weekend. My mother and stepfather were away on a vacation trip and won't be around until the week after my birthday. A few of my other friends had plans that they couldn't move, like a dental appointment or doctor's appointment or overtime on the weekends or more things that seemed reasonable. But for some reason, it felt like people were specifically avoiding me, and it kinda really sucked. Even my best friend Kathy messaged me the night before saying that her relatives suddenly came over, and so she wouldn't be able to attend my birthday. And my boyfriend messaged a few hours before saying that his brother got into an accident, and he wouldn't be able to show up. And so on the day of the party, when all of the caterers and photo booth got set up, I just sat on the stairs of my house, waiting for literally anyone to show up. And when the caterers and staff left after several hours, I cried. And I cried harder than I had ever cried in my entire life. In that moment, I really felt so alone in the world. Things got worse when in the following day, I found out exactly where everyone was. It turns out that on the same date and time as my birthday party, my cousin Heather, the same one who had to go shopping for my niece's class play, created an elaborate party of her own and invited all my loved ones. I had always known that Heather grew up not liking me because we were opposite in every way. I was an academic achiever, and she was more of a people's person. She loved the spotlight, while I loved being more behind the scene. And it worked out well since neither of us breathed in each other's space, even if we grew up in the same neighborhood and went to the same schools. However, one time, in high school, the guy that Heather had a long-standing crush on had invited me to the spring dance instead of her. Since then, she seemed to really distance herself from me and pull people away from me with her expert manipulation. So it wasn't a shock that she would pull a stunt like this, but it shocked me how the others easily ditched me. Every relative, every friend, and even my boyfriend showed up at her party. He explained how my cousin offered $1,000 to each person, went and stayed the entire time. He apologized but stated that in this economy, he had to choose the more practical choice since I would have many more birthdays. But they also all lied and created excuses rather than being honest. I still felt betrayed by the idea that people left me for $1,000. It felt like I was worth less than that to them. And now I'm thinking, like, how do I move on from something like this? What would even be the logical reaction to this?